Welcome back. This is MDog, and we are fishing at the Archipelago, Ladoga. Just trying to make sure mic and everything's picking up. We are. Ooh, we got one on. We are just trolling out here with some hopes of catching some nice fish, including Ladoga salmon. What is this? The rocket? How long is this? It's only 2.7 meters, so that should really be good. But we can stand up in this boat now, right? So, we're using this Hijacker Slim SSP008 on the left and right side. And then what we're holding, going to be a different one. We're wanting to just kind of stay in this area, so we actually need to sit back down and let's aim right at northwest. Something like that for a while, and then we'll throw this one out. So this one is the 006, still the Hijacker Slim. The nice thing, obviously, about these lures, if they work well, is that they are not handcrafted. Anyone can purchase them from the store. And for silver, by the way. So I thought we'd give this a try. I've been seeing reports that folks have been doing pretty good out here, which it kind of is always the case. I mean, a lot of the time I feel like you do pretty well out here if you're patient. The amount that fish is worth at this map, it just adds up really quickly, right? So sometimes you do pretty well without even realizing how well you're doing, but I kind of felt like trolling seemed like a pretty fun thing to do, so here we are. Thought we'd give it a try. Oh, by the way, I figured out how, in my mind, they could make it more desirable to actually spend the gold on the unlimited access. Is that if it also either eliminated or gave you a discount on the cost of the boat. Especially at this map. I mean, obviously some maps that's not relevant at all. But this map, the boat is so expensive that if it gave you even like 50% off, it would be much more tempting to me. It's only 33 silver, but to use this boat is what, 100 silver a day? Which is a lot. Now again, you end up making plenty of silver, truthfully, but it still just is a big pill to swallow, that upfront fee of the renting the boat. It's a nice Xander. I don't think we've had a fish yet on the middle rod, although I haven't had the chance to really keep the middle rod in a whole lot yet. The bite rate's been really pretty nice, but it's still morning, so we'll probably slow down. Oh, that's a nice one. Start getting into that size and higher. It's pretty nice. Now, I'm using about as big of setups as I have. So we're using the Sat Cardinal with the rocket rod. And the whole reason why I'm using this rod is the load capacity. Usually this is a rod that, like, this is the poor man's version of a catfish rod, right? One of the cheaper ones that you can use for catfish. But it's a little small for that, but it works. Over here we're using the Ultima, which is plenty big, and the Rocket Jet. And notice that we're doing 43.2 liters. So instead of going all the way to 55, we're doing 43.2, which is still more than I've used sometimes. Like this one's got 55, and we've got the Venga. This is actually a spinning setup. Again, this is a catfish rod. But I'm using these because there's plenty of load capacity on these rods to get really aggressive with, you know, strong, big reels, strong line, strong leaders. Make sure we can, as efficiently as possible, reel in most of the fish in the water here and get the lures back in. So we'll see how well it works. It looked like some folks on VK were reporting some success with bigger setups. So in the past, when I've not wanted to go full on 55, I've usually gone either 30 something or even like in the high 20s. I don't know that I've actually ever used the 43 kilo leaders before, so it's interesting. So far it seems to work, and I've heard people say before that the fish in this map don't seem to actually care that much about your leader, your fluorocarbon leader size, so we'll see. I'm going to stop throwing this one quite as far. This rod and reel combo actually does cast this lure reasonably far at max toss. So I'm going to start. It's a nice Xander. So I'm going to just back off a little bit. We'll just do like 90%. Yeah, that's still plenty far. But on this side, if we do max cast, it's not that far. I think it's fine. It's another Xander. We're getting a lot of Xander. So if we max cast this one, just doesn't go that far. Don't know if it's a test issue. It probably is. What's the test over here? Yeah, a little lower test. And this is only 13.8 kilos. So that, that difference in the test does matter. All right, let's start turning around. Oh, I didn't mean to. That's fine. We're going to go ahead and head southeast for a bit. See how that looks. A little more south. A little more south. There we go. think there might be a small fish over here on the left. Let me check something real quick. Still nothing on the middle rod, right? Let's see. Oh, look at that. We actually caught something on the middle rod. Freaked me out. I didn't know what was happening. Is that another little fish on there? It must be. I was trying to respond to somebody that sent me a message. It's too much for me to figure it out, so I'll wait till after I'm done recording this. Sorry about my distractedness. Let's just focus on the fishing. You know, this could probably go more like, I don't know, 75%. Yeah, it's plenty. Whoa. We got something. A lot of Xander out here, which frankly I don't really mind. Fine with that. I'm okay with that. It's been some nice fishing so far. Now it may slow down a little bit as we get, you know, in the middle of the day here, but it's been pretty cool so far. I may end up breaking this up into a part 1 and part 2 video. We'll see how it goes though. One thing I wouldn't mind doing is testing, have one of the side rods have on it a this lure, the balsa minnow, with like the same size hooks. By the way, the hook sizes, we have 2/0 on this one and then 3/0 on the ones on the left and the right. So 3/0 on the two that have really caught most of the fish so far. I feel like 75% of the fish have been caught over here on the left side. How many Xander is that? So 14 fish. Only 5 Xander. Man, it feels like more than that. We've also had some pike mixed in. 3 pike. Look at that. Already. Got this clipped at 18, by the way. A little farther than I would normally like to have it, just because of how long it takes to reel in, but it's not too bad. I might go back to like 16. Ooh! Did I hit that with my... Oh, I've got like a Band-Aid on one of my fingers, and it just nudged that middle mouse without me even realizing it. All right, where are we? Yeah, we're still good. We're still good. We are getting a little off course, but not by much yet, so we'll deal with it for now. That looks like a fish, doesn't it? Oh, both of them. This is a little noodle of a rod. If that fish caused it to bend over like that, this little Zyman rocket's a little noodle. think we want to turn around. I'm not actually sure we want to go down in this section. It might be okay, but... By the way, and I still have not tried doing this, but I've always been curious what it would be like to actually use the fish finder. And so like right now we're overfish, right? So only troll when you're overfish. And if you're suddenly not overfish, to just like move on, you know? I wonder if, you know, over time, if you would actually see a difference in your catch rate and stuff. Ooh. Can you still see? Yeah, you can still see it when you're standing up pretty good. Have we actually gotten any good fish like recently? Getting all this small stuff right now. I think just the off time, right, has been really bad. About to be back on own time, so maybe it'll get better. But so 5 minutes ago we had a 5 kilo zander, so maybe it's been a little bit more inconsistent than I thought. But I mean, a lot of the good fish were when it was still morning time, or maybe till maybe 1 p.m. something like that. It sounds like a decent one, right? Gear ratioed. That's the largest fish of the day, I believe. 7.7. I'm almost certain. Yeah. By 2 kilos, that's the biggest. Oh, shoot. Yeah. I was like, we got a fish on somewhere. Oh, that's another nice one. Back to backers. Hold on, which one was bigger? Yeah, the Atlantic. That was a nice little Atlantic, wasn't it? 7.8. Hey! I think this is no, it's a third fish on the middle rod. But one of them was like a tiny little something that we threw out, right? And I think the other good one was also a pike. So I wonder if it's the lure or just this setup for some reason. Not having it in the water as much. I wonder what it is, but we're Just not doing as well on the middle rod. To be fair, I don't think I ever do as well on the middle rod. The only way that you can combat that a little bit, like, let's say you're at Corey or something, you can put on something with an insane bite rate, like a, that's another nice sander, like a spinnerbait or something, you know? Even go ultralight, although you do take the chance of like chasing a fish around Corey on your ultralight setup, but that's one nice thing to do with the third rod if you're just trying to have a better bite rate on it. But if you got standard lures like what's on your other two, I always find it harder to keep up. That's a 7-kilo pike. All of a sudden we're catching nice sizes. Getting a little later in the day. It's interesting. This isn't nice. We can still steer the boat, right? Yeah. It's kind of cool. I do look forward to the day, if it ever happens, that we can purchase our own boat. Now, it's gonna be expensive. It's gonna be really expensive. But even like a place like Archipelago, for some reason, psychologically, I just would enjoy this place more if I wasn't dumping, you know, just that initial 100 silver. It takes away just a little bit for me. So, it'd be cool. It'd be really cool. Little smelt. Oh, he's a fat smelt. Now, I'll tell you, we could have, even with the setup and the size that we're using, we could have made like the Evora casting. Those line guides are getting a little worn. It does go to 49% though. We can repair the line guides. We could have made this work, and then we wouldn't have the test issue, and so we could just, you know, more easily cast them. But anyway, it's fine. We're making this work, and I kind of like having the oversized rods to go with our really hefty line we're using. Oh my goodness, I got kicked out of my own chat again. Hey, it's a chubby. About time to turn around. As I mean, I have to say it's been fun. I never know like exactly how we're doing. Take 100 out for the boat rental, 33 for travel. Like, how are we really doing? But it's been fun. I think we want to turn a little more south here. Woo! All right. This is a good time to end part 1. We will have part 2 coming soon. Thanks for watching. Tight lines. I'll be back soon.